Hello and welcome to the first section of Groovy. This is mostly an introduction, and here we are going to look at how Groovy is important and how we can utilize the power of Groovy in our applications. So, what is Groovy? Apache Groovy is an object-oriented programming language for the Java platform. Now, Groovy is a language which runs on the JVM. So, you have all the features of Java, plus you have a lot of things extra. So, think about Groovy as Java on steroids. So, you give steroids to Java and you can do it really quickly, really fast. It can be used as a scripting language for the Java platform. Now, this is important. Scripting language means it's going to be, you don't have to write classes or objects, or you don't have to write anything to get it started. You can just write a script and it will just start working. Uh, and it is basically compiled as well as an interpreted language that we will look inside later on, and it follows the same convention as that of Java, that is curly bracket syntax. And Java Groovy code is also Java code. I mean, Java code is also Groovy code. So everything that you can make a .groovy file and you can put the entire code of Java inside Groovy. So sometimes if you think the Java base is efficient, you can just put Java things out there. But most of the times you will find that Groovy is more helpful when we follow the Groovy conventions and the Groovy way of writing, and you can do things really quickly. So now, what kinds of languages does the computer support? Now, there are three fundamental types of languages which I have come to know, which are programming languages, scripting languages, and markup languages. Now, programming language means C, C++, Java. Scripting languages like JavaScript, Groovy, you have heard of Bash shell, Bash scripting, etc. So all these things are basically scripting languages. Now, when you combine the power of a programming language and you add the curry of scripting onto it, we basically get Groovy. So Java plus the scripting curry, and you get Groovy. So that's what Groovy is. The markup languages are XML, JSON, etc., which basically helps us transfer the data from one part to another, or maybe structure the data and stuff like that. Now, what are the advantages of Groovy? Now, these are the advantages which I feel. These are not the features, these are not only features of Groovy, but these are the actual advantages in real life application that I have come to know of. So, the first thing is seamless interoperability with Java libraries. So all the Java libraries are directly compatible with Groovy. So if you feel there is a Java library which does your work, you feel free to import it inside your Groovy application. You can start using it. Type inference. Now, Java is a strictly typed language. I mean, all the variables or identifiers which you define has to be strictly written inside it. So, say for example, integer a equal to 5. So you have to specify the what kind of variable int a is going to be, and the type of value which it's going to come. With Groovy, it's not like that. You can just say a var a equal to 1. You can say var a equal to string 2 3 string hello world, whatever. So it takes the identifier. I mean, it takes the data type or the object type or whatever, infers the data type directly at runtime based on what kind of variables are coming inside it. So that is the type inference. The third part is functional extensions to the JDK. Okay, so when we have uh, a, a boilerplate code, I mean, to do something you have to write say 6 sentences every time. Groovy makes it really simple for you. It says no need to write all that. Just go ahead and write this one sentence and it will do your job. So you can write 6 sentences also, but it gives you a kind of shortcut or a shorthand to do complex things or time consuming boilerplate code which we do it in Java. AST transformations that can apply common patterns to classes. Okay, so with Groovy, there are some design patterns which you can directly start using it, which are basically tested in various real life applications, and people think that this is the one of the best ways to use it. So you get ready-made inbuilt design patterns in your Groovy code. Oh, syntactic sugar, collection, literals, property access, operator overloading, null safe dereferencing, etc. So this is basically when you're working with collections. Collections are like array list, hash maps, etc. No need to worry about it. I mean, if you are new to a programming language, you can just skip this part for now, and I will be going inside collections in real detail in the coming lectures. So that will give us more head start onto what collections is and how we can simplify it with the help of Groovy. Yeah. So with Java, people mostly use JUnit, and it is the de facto standard of testing in Java. With Groovy, you get Spock. Now, Spock is really awesome testing framework which can make our lives very easier when it comes to testing a Groovy code. So the first slide is regarding Java libraries. These are the top 20 libraries of Java which are being downloaded on GitHub, and all these libraries can be imported directly inside the Groovy code. So you have all the power of Java and the Java community inside Groovy. Taking example of how Groovy makes things simple when it comes to collections. Now again, this is going to be hash map kind of thing. So if you don't know what map is for now, you can just skip this part. But you can just look into it how simple Groovy makes it for us. So say for example we have a map and we put some values. So map is basically a key value pair kind of a construct. So whenever you put USA we get 1, whenever we put Japan we get 3, and India we get 2, whatever. So it's a key value kind of thing. Now if you want to do it in Java, say if you are an experienced Java developer and you want to iterate through a map, so this is the kind of code which we are going to write. So get the entry map, get the set, make an iterator out of the set, and check whether the set has ended or not, and parse through each and every key value pair inside the map and check or print it, whatever you want to do with it. And with Groovy, it is just 2 lines. I mean, just parse through map and you will be able to get the key and the value. And it has got a seamless structure where the entire thing is a string, and you are inserting variables, the value of variable inside a string by the $it thing. So it is the default iterator inside the each closure. We'll be looking all this in detail later on, but this is how it will make us very things really simple. So the println code can also be written like this without using the curly braces symbol, similar to the Java way, where it becomes the value key and it.value becomes the value of the hash map. And to compare it with Java, say you are writing 5 complex lines of code. Now trust me, I have been working with Java since quite some time, and I could never remember how to iterate through a hash map. And for me, Groovy has been really helpful. I mean, I don't have to copy paste from Google every time I want to parse a map or something. So it makes really simple as a developer. I mean, it takes 10 minutes to Google this particular code, get it, copy paste it inside your code, change whatever you want to, and then get the desired result. So every time I work with Groovy, I save 10 minutes just to parse through hash map. So with Groovy, it's just 2 lines. And it's really simple. I mean, you're not mentioning the iterator, no hash chat and stuff like that, no entry maps. It's all inbuilt. So it makes life really simple for us. Now this is a food for thought. In the lectures we'll be coming through this kind of food for thought kind of things, where I'll be telling the common practices or better ways to do things which I feel are helpful for us. So code is a property which has to be maintained and which requires resources. Now any code that we make has to be stored somewhere, monitored, managed by developers, team of developers, and then the team modifies the code And code basically is an asset, and asset, the maintenance of asset requires resources in terms of human resources, money, storage, etc. So the more code you have in your entire application, the more costly the entire affair becomes. So if you have less code in the application, then the entire application becomes more cost effective and more efficient. So this kind of food for thoughts will be coming throughout the entire sessions, where some kind of thoughts will be shared, and it will help us in actual practical programming in the real life. So Spock testing framework, as I said, most of us use JUnit in Java, but with Groovy we get the power of Spock. So this is a simple check which we are going to do over here. So math dot max 1 of 2. Now this is just a max getting of maximum value of 1 and 2, which one is maximum. So the maximum is 2 and 2 is not equal to 3, so there is an assert failure over here. This can be checked with Spock framework in very simple way, and this is the actual output that we get. So it makes life really simple when it comes to testing Groovy code. Uh, as I told you, Groovy is basically runs on the JVM, and Groovy is not the only language which runs. There are other languages which has been running, like say for example Scala or JPython or Ruby, Kotlin, Clojure. So there are other languages also which runs on JVM and which has got its own useful feature. For example, Scala and Spark go together hand in hand. So whenever there is huge amount of data which you want to process on, or you want to work with big data or stuff, Scala becomes the language of choice. But we can do the same thing with Groovy and Grails and other things which we will be coming when we go through the projects, and I'll go through one data mining project in our course structure. Now, if you are using Groovy, and if you are looking for a job, there are really nice companies out there. I mean, in almost all domains, we can see Amadeus, Cisco, Best Buy, Walmart, etc. So all these LinkedIn, IBM, almost all big companies use Groovy somewhere or the other. So if you are making your career in Groovy, it's currently it's really a safe place, and you will really get good jobs. And the difference is something like that Java, almost everybody who codes knows about Java and makes their careers in Java, and there are huge amount of people who knows Java. But when it comes to specialization in one languages, the people gradually decreases. So if a company has a requirement of a Groovy developer, the amount of Groovy developers in the market are less, and so as you are expert in Groovy, the chances of you getting hired is more, because the competition reduces. So this will really kickstart the career in the Groovy world. uh, and most important, Grails. Now Grails is uh, really an awesome framework if you're looking at web applications. I mean, even mobile applications. I mean, whenever a backend comes into the picture, Grails is really something which can make our lives very easy. uh, so it will be my next course, and trust me, you'll get awesome discount if you have joined this course. So Grails is something which is the end target of people who normally starts with Groovy. So we'll be covering a bit of Grails also in this course as well. Um, okay, so I guess that's all for now. Thank you so much, and we'll be starting with coding exercise in the next session. Thank you.